Navigating post-relationship dynamics can be quite challenging, especially when your ex's behavior takes a harsh turn. Misunderstandings and unresolved issues often lead to such situations, leaving you wondering about the reason behind the change. Today we have laid out a video aimed at decoding those changes and the possible reasons behind them. We hope that by understanding these 5 key reasons why your ex could be acting mean, you may find some solace and clarity. Number 1. Still harbors unresolved feelings. One of the primary reasons why your former partner may be behaving in a mean or unkind manner could be that they are still harboring unresolved feelings for you. Now, before you jump to conclusions and assume that these unresolved feelings indicate that your ex is madly in love with you and wants to rekindle things, let's slow down a bit and take a closer look. The unresolved feelings that your ex holds could be a myriad of emotions ranging from love, anger, resentment, to perhaps even jealousy. In general, when a relationship ends, it's normal and healthy to take some time apart and allow time to heal. This includes going through the process of grieving the loss, anger, bargaining, depression, and eventually acceptance. However, if your ex-partner is being mean to you, it might signal that they are stuck somewhere in the process, unable to let go or move past one or more of these stages of grief. If your ex is still in love with you, their mean behavior could potentially be their way of trying to disguise these feelings. It's a common tactic that even children use, being mean to the person they have a crush on in an attempt to hide their true feelings. On the other hand, if your ex is harboring feelings of anger or resentment, their behavior could be a way for them to express these feelings. In some cases, this can be akin to an emotional purge, where the individual feels a sense of relief or satisfaction after releasing these negative emotions. Jealousy can also be a powerful driver for mean behavior. If your ex perceives you as being happier, more satisfied, or more successful post-breakup, this could potentially trigger feelings of envy. In response, they might resort to mean behavior to try and bring you down, either because they wish they were in your shoes or because they're unable to move past the fact that you seem to be faring well without them. In any case, these unresolved feelings suggest that your ex hasn't fully come to terms with the end of your relationship. They could potentially still be processing the breakup, struggling with feelings of preoccupation and emotional distress about you or what you once shared. Dealing with these complex emotions can be challenging and might even be reflected in unkind or negative behaviors towards you. It's important to handle this situation with empathy and understanding, regardless of the reasons behind their behavior. Breakups can be hard for both parties involved, and everybody copes in their own unique way. Thus, if you find your ex being mean, remember that it may be a manifestation of their unresolved feelings, and while it's not your job to fix them or make them feel better, understanding the potential causes behind their behavior might help you navigate the situation better. Number 2, cannot manage their pain healthily. Some people handle their pain better than others, but when former partners seem overtly hostile or mean, one possible explanation could be that they are struggling to manage their emotional pain in a healthy way. Pain in this context refers to residual feelings of hurt, disappointment, resentment, or rejection that sometimes linger after a breakup. The fact that your ex may appear angry or mean towards you might be a reflection of their pain and inability to express their emotions constructively. Emotional pain can be as real and debilitating as physical pain. When not managed well, it can manifest in many ways, including through hostility, aggression, or even general meanness towards others, particularly towards those perceived to have been the source of the pain. After a breakup, this often translates to the ex-partner being on the receiving end. Unhealthy coping mechanisms often result from a lack of more constructive coping strategies. Some people do not possess the emotional intelligence or maturity to handle painful emotions in a resilient and constructive way. They may have never learned how to appropriately express what they are feeling, causing them to lash out at the people around them. It is important to note that these individuals are often experiencing a significant amount of emotional discomfort internally, despite the outward aggression portrayed. These reactions are less about you and more about them and their unresolved issues. This is not to suggest that this behavior should be excused or overlooked, but it helps to understand that when an ex is being mean, it's usually a sign they are wrestling with their feelings. Also, the act of not handling pain healthily could be coupled with not having moved on effectively post-breakup. This could make them more susceptible to their negative emotions and less capable of controlling their reactions. Their mentally clouded state may cause them to interpret even harmless or neutral actions as provocative or harmful, amplifying their mean demeanor. Many people struggle to separate their emotions from their actions, particularly those with lesser emotional resilience and coping skills. Excessively hurtful behavior is often a sign of internal chaos and pain that is being projected externally. Just remember, you're not responsible for managing the emotional health of your ex. It's important to stand your ground and maintain healthy boundaries. Validate their emotions if necessary, but not their negative behavior. Understanding why your ex-partner may be acting out in such a way might bring some peace to you, but remember, this doesn't make their mean behavior acceptable. Instead, see this as an opportunity for personal growth and emotional maturity. Be the bigger person, respond respectfully, and move on. Number 3. Your success fuels their bitterness. A common reason why an ex might act mean or bitter towards you is because your success fuels their resentment and bitterness. This can manifest itself in numerous ways: comments about your success, trying to diminish your accomplishments, or explicitly displaying a resentful behavior. Now, when we say success, it doesn't necessarily imply financial or professional achievements alone. It could be any positive development in your life that they perceive as a personal achievement typical of having a successful life. The success might be something on the lines of acquiring a new job, buying a new car, finding a loving partner, or simply being content and happy. They might even resent your ability to move on and lead a fulfilling life post-breakup. Keep in mind, this bitterness isn't a reflection of your character or worth, but rather their inability to appreciate the achievements of someone they were once romantically involved with. Underlying this bitterness and meanness is a range of emotions that they are perhaps battling internally. Jealousy, a sense of failure, or the inability to move on could be some of them. On seeing your successful life, they are reminded of their own shortcomings or failures, which further intensify these feelings. In such scenarios, they might transform these negative emotions into resentment targeted towards you. This is a defense mechanism of sorts. It's much easier to blame someone else or be mean to them, rather than introspect and deal with personal failings. This hostility, therefore, is a manifestation of their struggle to accept the current circumstances. They see your happiness as a threat to their own, and in a bid to protect their ego, they downplay your accomplishments and try to make you feel guilty for your success. Chances are, deep down, they may feel like your success implies their failure, especially if they're not doing as well in their own lives. Often in relationships, partners may tie their self-worth to the success of the relationship. So when a relationship ends, and one partner seems to be flourishing while the other is struggling, it creates a dichotomy that can be hard to accept, leading to feelings of jealousy, resentment, and hence, mean behavior. Understanding this, however, doesn't mean that you have to tolerate their mean behavior. You can empathize with their feelings without allowing yourself to be a target of their bitterness. Stand your ground and remind yourself that their negative reactions to your success and happiness are their issues to work through. Number 4. They're in a new, unsuccessful relationship. Your ex-partner might be displaying ill feelings towards you because of their current relationship going haywire. In order to understand this more fully, we must put ourselves in their shoes and visualize the situation they're in. As they step out of your union and venture into a new romantic partnership, they had hopes of success, dreams of happiness, and wished for contentment, much like any other person in love would. Everything seemed promising at the outset, with pink skies heralding a glorious future together. However, as time took its course, reality began to tear at the seams of their dreams, and their relationship started to flounder. Their partner, who once seemed like the perfect match, now only fuels a string of arguments, disagreements, and dissatisfaction. What seemed like a sail towards beautiful horizons has now transformed into a grueling storm that they're struggling to navigate through. Meanwhile, your life continues to flourish. Whether it be in terms of career, personal growth, or even a new successful relationship, you're content and growing stronger, your life standing as a stark contrast to their own. As they face the troubles in their new relationship, The contrast between your successful life and their struggle becomes even more apparent and heightened. This only makes acceptance of their current predicament even more difficult. Experiences in failed relationships often trigger feelings of resentment, but this resentment becomes even more profound when one compares their failure to someone else's success. Their failure becomes an attack on their self-esteem and consequently turns into bitterness. This lingering bitterness manifests itself into mean behavior directed towards you. Moreover, as humans, we often revisit past scenarios when our present becomes unbearable. We find ourselves lingering onto past memories, may it be for solace or for finding patterns in our mistakes. Your ex-partner, trapped in the pain of their unsuccessful relationship, may be frequently revisiting time spent with you. And while there's a mix of good and bad memories, the present pain makes the bad ones appear more prominent in their minds. This amplification of bitter memories only adds fuel to the fire of ill will towards you. It's crucial to understand that their bitter behavior isn't a reflection of you or your past relationship with them, but rather their current dissatisfaction with their present relationship. Their mean behavior may be their misplaced attempt at finding someone to blame, and unfortunately you might just be their easiest target. Number 5, they want to provoke a reaction. One additional reason your ex may be acting out could be that they're seeking to provoke a reaction from you. This is often driven by a range of emotions, from wanting to have an effect on you, wanting to reassert their presence in your life, or craving the satisfaction of seeing you respond. Reasons for this behavior are diverse and depend on the individual characteristics of your ex. They might feel ignored or disregarded after the breakup and are seeking a way, albeit unconventional, to draw attention. Driving an emotional response from you may confirm their significance in your life and validate their ego. They want to be still capable of stirring emotions within you. This concept is equivalent to the notorious phrase, "There's a thin line between love and hate." Even negative attention is attention, and in their view, it's better than being ignored or forgotten. An ex might also want to provoke a reaction in order to create a disruption in your life. This is commonly seen in cases where they're still nursing a bruise to their ego from the relationship's end and may be intent on causing some upheaval for you. They hope, perhaps unconsciously, that triggering negative emotions in you might stunt your current happiness or progress. Furthermore, such provocation might also be a twisted attempt to reconnect. If your ex is holding on to unresolved feelings, or if they're finding it hard to move on, they might believe they can use your reaction to rekindle some form of connection, even if it's a negative one. An outburst, an argument, or even an emotional discussion in their view could pave the way for further interaction. Lastly, your ex may try provoking a reaction because they are not content within themselves or their current circumstances. If they're particularly unhappy or dissatisfied with how their life is post-breakup, they might channel those feelings of resentment towards you instead of addressing their own issues. They might unfairly blame their unhappiness on you, and as such, seek to provoke a reaction as a way of lashing out. It's important to remember that any form of communication, positively charged or negatively driven, involves an underlying need for interaction. However, remember that you control how you respond. You are not obligated to play into their hands or give them the reaction they want. Instead, it might be wise to distance yourself from such negativity and continue on your path towards healing and personal growth. It can be essential to seek professional guidance or a support system among friends and family if the provocations escalate, affecting your mental well-being. In all, draw boundaries that protect your peace and prioritize your emotional health. So there you have it, a few reasons why your ex might be acting the way they are. Remember, it says more about their circumstances than it does about you. If you found this content helpful and want to see more, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.